Finally, I will be returning to Isaac, a game that I have not played in a long time. Starting from scratch with nothing, I probably made it like probably halfway through. Got pretty much everyone unlocked, except for a few things. Fucking hate greed mode. Kind of. I'm just me doing a regular run. All I'm gonna be really doing is just looking around, seeing what's changed in the game, and rambling about a lot of the bullshit with modern video games. I mean, pretty much off the bat here, it's just the same. That's... okay. So, from what I remember, there's pretty much like 3 items that win you the game. One of them being Tech X, I think it was. I don't remember a lot of the names anymore. I used to know all of them. I believe Technology is the one that just has the laser beam, and then Tech X is the one that actually... Tech X is the one that shoots the laser rings, which is extremely overpowered. There's also a few others. I think Chocolate Milk is one of the dumb ones that just made you spew everything everywhere. And Soy Milk. Wait, no. Chocolate Milk was the charge shot. Soy Milk was the super fast one. I remember a lot of it, just not nearly as much as I used to. I remember there's Tinted Rocks. Some of them would be like an off blue, which I don't know if that's ever really going to translate well, but we'll see. I don't necessarily remember these guys, but you know, I don't know either. Going to the shop. That's not worth buying, so I'm just gonna donate. Because remember that donation is a major part of progressing in the game. Yeah, Larry isn't too bad. I prefer, yeah, see, I don't remember any of the names anymore. It's the one that jumps into the air and then comes down. I think Monstro. Yeah. I mean, I expect everything to pretty much just be the same. I have the newest addition to the game that I have not played before. I've only played Afterbirth Plus. Maybe not even that. Maybe just Afterbirth. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been 5 years since I played. Long time. Still remember the majority of it. I'm expecting to play better. I guess it's good. I expect to play better, considering that it's been a while. I've got older and less stupid. Barely, I guess. Still a fucking idiot at times. Actually, it's not a bad item. So, Sons of the Force just came out, and from what I've seen in all of its trailers, which were released years ago, so I don't know if it still holds up to be accurate, but a lot of stuff looked like shit. There's an animation of them setting up a tent, and it's foil. It's like a foil, but it whips around, and it's really shiny and glossy. The animation just looked half-assed. It's just his hand, like, moving in one direction, not really doing much. There's not, like, a full animation for it. Not that there was many full animations for things before, but if you're gonna do it, you might as well put a little bit of effort into it. Again, I don't know how to animate, but the animations were fine before. I think if they can create one animation in an old game, they should be able to create a better animation in a new game. But I may be wrong, just completely wrong. Anyway, this is the one I liked, Monstro here. You could just run halfway across the map and be just fine. You could just juke him out. Plus, I mean, this is just a classic boss. Like, when you think about Isaac, this is the first one you think about, because it's the first one that you usually fought. He was in the original version of the game, that was Flash, when Flash still existed. And still here now. Also, there's like 50 different versions of him. There you go, first unlockable. Soul Hearts, more HP. Not super happy with the HP, but it's better than nothing, I guess. There you go, use those to blow each other up. And where the fuck did he come from? Oh yeah, this is the VGen guy, right? Yeah. Gotta love it. At least Soul Heart saved me, so I still have a chance for the deal with the devil. The devil room item. That's always not the best thing when you have to run across all these spikes like that. But I just spent, well, there goes the fucking devil. I spent 30 bucks, 20 bucks on Sons of the Forest, so I hope it's good. I mean, at the least, I'm hoping it's at least as good as the Forest, which I know is not a very well sought after game. It's considered to be mediocre. I know a lot of my friends hate it and don't want to play it, which is weird considering that one of them just bought it. So, maybe I'll be able to play with them, I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a no, though, considering our history with playing games recently. These stupid little... I really love the animation design in these things. Like, for as little as Isaac is, there's just a lot of character that's put into it. You can tell there's a lot of effort. Not a room I necessarily want to go into. I mistook it for the item room, which, I mean, it's my own damn fault. Wasted a key. But there's just a lot of character put into this game, and it's one thing I talk about a lot. What makes a game last long isn't, trying to make it realistic to look good. It's the art style. If you try to make a realistic game, it's gonna look like shit when things get better and stuff starts looking better. Like, GTA looks fine now, but, they've done steady improvements, and it's third person, so you're not really close up to stuff. When you do get close up, then stuff starts looking bad. I think that's a tinted rock there. Yes, it is. See, I still remember. I still kind of remember. Wonder how many I've missed already. Another key. There's a boss from there, so I gotta go back for the item room. When you try to make a game look realistic, it winds up just looking bad later on with time. If you try to make a game have a neat art style and unique, that's what helps it last. Like, you can go and try to make it realistic, like Crysis, and later on it just looks mediocre or average. Put all of that effort into doing it. But I mean, at the same time, that's one of the only things that really makes Crisis still relevant. I'm gonna wait till I get the item room before I go into there. Because if you play stuff like this, you play stuff like, you know, Cult of the Lamb, stuff is, oh god. Actually, that's a pretty good item, never mind. Play stuff like Cult of the Lamb, the art style is unique, so it's not gonna look like shit in 5 years. Like, even Animal Crossing, like, if they increase the resolution on that game, it would still look fine. Only problem is they don't, because they want you to buy the new one when they release it. But instead of trying to make a fancy, new, realistic look to things, you should just try to make it artistically made. Obviously, if you're doing stuff like Call of Duty where you're expected to do that, you don't want to change up what you've already established. So you should continue doing it. But if you have the chance to make it a new game, you think about what to do. Like, of course, Hollow Knight, which is just regarded as a fantastic game all around. They don't try to be realistic. It's all 2D, incredibly animated and designed art. And because of that, it's gonna last a lifetime. It's never gonna be irrelevant as a game. The gameplay may get repetitive, it may get old. Like the gameplay, which I'm gonna be talking about at some point with 7 Days to Die and the 2013 games, The Forest, Rust, games like those, the gameplay style becomes outdated after a while. Because back in the day, it was normal for games to go and make spongy enemies and make weak weapons, and it was fine. Half-Life, for example, where none of the weapons really have any punch to them. Nowadays, you need to put that punch into the weapon. We have better sound, better visuals, design, animations, where you can go and do that. So to not do that is just killing yourself, basically, in the market. That was incredibly close there. Do have a Demon Heart though, so it's not too concerning. There you go. They also changed that. The Demon Heart used to do a full on-screen animation. Now I guess it doesn't, now I guess it just goes away. You know, a little bit more damage would be helpful. I guess he's just in the puking phase now. He's not actually gonna jump, which is good for me. Oh, I somehow still got to deal with the devil. And damage. Why don't you know? And Mommy's hands. Got a bomb. Blue Baby is not worth it. See, I still remember the name. But Blue Baby is definitely not worth getting. Okay, this is a fucked up boom. Probably just gonna go until I die. Which won't be too long here. Alright, this is a good time to use this card. I just want to whittle them down. Take their health so that way I can kill them easier. Damn, put me up to 7 damage. Plus 3, I guess. Like, the character of this game, like, you don't need fancy design, because I can go here. I can turn on the filter. Smooths out some of the edges, but that doesn't look good. It just looks blurry and odd to me. It just doesn't look very good. You turn that off, you get the nice crisp edges. That's what looks nice. It's not about trying to make everything look, you know, flushed out, smooth, and necessarily appealing. Sometimes the roughness or the sharpness really matters. That a gold guy? Yeah, dropped a penny. Got the item room here. If I remember right, this is Insectoid, or like the Mulligan. Something to do with flies. Oh, Parasitoid, okay. Yeah, Eggeteers. So I can hatch a fly on impact. Mulligan is different. I don't remember what it does. Matchstick, I think, lights bombs automatically or something like that. I don't know what Stuck does. There we go, blue map. More luck. Store upgrade, more luck, and an angel percentage. I also noticed that I still see a lot of people defending shit games like Cyberpunk. It's like, I don't get why you're wanting to do that. By defending Cyberpunk, you're defending people making lousy games and lying to you and having false advertising about what you're gonna get. And also people exploiting the early pre-order function, which is just all around bad. But for some reason, people are still so into Cyberpunk somehow, and there are fanboys that just don't want to let it go and don't want to admit that they wasted their money on a shit game that will keep defending it to the day they die. That it's a great game. It could be good now, I don't know. From what I heard, still garbage. They barely fixed anything. But it's just sad that people are willing to go that far to not admit that there was something wrong and hurt themselves in the process. That's all it does. It just hurts everyone, every gamer that wants to just be able to buy a game and not have to worry about whether it's garbage or not. It's just really stupid. And I still actively see people on forums being like, oh, Cyberpunk's not bad. It's because they like The Witcher with CD Projekt Red. So now the excuse is, oh, well, they all left anyway. Okay, cool, but still a shit game. That doesn't change anything just because people left the company because of it. Like, you're admitting that it's bad without admitting that it's bad. Like, just admit that they released the game half-assed, unfinished, and they don't care. Because at the end of the day, they really don't. Well, I might as well just talk about it now. The problem with 7 Days to Die, which is something I've been very passionate about because I like that game. But, of course, I admit when a game is crap, and 7 Days to Die is crap. Which most of the community admits, too. I don't remember these guys, or at least that animation. So this might be new. 7 Days to Die suffers from the same thing that pretty much all 2013 games suffer from. And it's the fact that they don't update the game in the way it should be. They try to update the graphics and make them look better instead of updating the gameplay, which, quite frankly, is lousy. But they take it a step further, because they're an optimized game that they have no sign of fixing, and all of their gameplay issues, they've decided to make them even worse. They're changing not only some of the things that spawn and the way that things are gotten, but they're changing the crafting system. which is going to make it completely useless. Right now, it's already pretty useless because you could just, by the time you're able to craft something, you usually just find it. It just gives it to you early if you really want it, which is good for stuff like tools and some weapons, but nothing really besides that. So the fact that they're changing the crafting system to make it so everything's locked, there's no chance of finding a recipe and loot early, and it's completely dependent on just skill and books that you find, is so stupid. It is absolutely stupid, and it's going to completely make it utterly useless. It's only going to be useful for once you find the item, which at that point, if you find a weapon or a tool, then you don't need to craft it. You already have it. For some little stuff, yeah, but again, the little stuff doesn't matter too much. But basically, they're just making it useless, which I think is one of the stupidest things they've ever done. And in addition to that, they're changing the water system. Those are definitely new sounds for the bonies. The bony plays. They're completely changing how water is gotten and how liquid items are crafted. They're making it so the only water you can find now is dirty water. You can't find any of the teas or stuff like that, which makes something more to craft, which I guess is fine. Oh. How I miss Thunder Thighs. Oh, what a great item. I don't even remember what it does. It boosts tier speed up. But essentially, Some Days to Die just suffers from a lot of different things, and they're making them actively worse and dissuading players from wanting to play it, which I really wish like another company or another group would take it over, start developing it and actually listening to the community on what stuff they want, someone who actually knows how to make it. But the only problem is that you know that the scummy developers, with all the shitty merch they're trying to push, you know they'd want to sell the entire game for like $5 million when it would have to be redone from scratch, which obviously isn't going to happen. Nobody should be doing that. I don't remember what Two of Hearts does. I think Two of Hearts multiplies stuff. I don't remember if it multiplies items or whatnot. I'll wait till an item move to use it. I think it's Two of Diamonds that multiply stuff. But I don't know how many cards. There's a shit ton of cards. I just don't remember how many exactly there are. There's the item move. So if you don't play 7 Days to Die and you don't know why the water thing is such a big deal, it's because, you know, food and stuff you could generally find if you're looting somewhere. You just find a house or a restaurant and you generally find water and food by, I remember that one. That one was a good one to just use. By going and removing, I already got the item move. I'm an idiot. Let it be confirmed that I am indeed an idiot. Bomb and a key, I guess that's a good cost. The water is essential because you could just find water, which sometimes can be harsh, but most of the time you can just find water and drink it. Now, with the addition of the where everything's just dirty water and typical waters are removed, there's no longer going to be the option to just find regular water, so you're going to have to rely on bringing a campfire or 5 rocks with you or whatever to be able to boil it, which supposedly you're going to need another item for that, which is going to make early game even more punishing because you can't just drink and recover your thirst. You have to wait, you have to get an item to do it. And if your RNG's bad, well, you just have to drink the dirty water, which, from what I also understand, is going to be more punishing. Because right now, you drink dirty water, I could drink like 10 of them and still be fine. Eventually you get dysentery, which drains your water and your hunger. Which, if you have the water purifier mod for the helmet, removes it completely. Which you can find pretty early on too, if you find a helmet at the same time. Not really much of a deal there. It's just a really dumb change that's pretty much universally hated by the community, from what I've seen, and nobody's supporting it except for the developers, which of course they are, because that's what they do. I really wish things would be different, but I know what this is. It's useless for our purposes. It's just really stupid, and I really wish that they would actually fix the game, improve things instead of just adding dumb features that nobody asked for and nobody wants. Like, when you get community feedback, the point of community feedback is to look at it and say, that's another good card. The point of it is to look at it and say, okay, this is not well liked, we probably shouldn't go ahead with this idea. But with them, they're like, we don't give a shit. We just want to push through everything, and we don't care. They also tease that in the next update after, they're going to be releasing Raiders, which I'm not getting my hopes up for. That seems a little too complex for them. But at the same time, they did get drones working, mostly. So, maybe. But I'm waiting to see how stupid they make those. They're also planning on changing the armor. That sucked. They're planning on changing the armor system, which will make it so instead of finding heavy armors, light armors, and some specialized items that give you buffs, like the nerd glasses that give you an XP boost, or the loot goggles that give you a loot boost, they're going to be doing different classes. So you find nerd armor or renegade armor, and when you get a full set of those, it gives you the buff instead, which I think is just an incredibly stupid change that is going to make it incredibly tedious to find good armors and annoying. They're trying to make a survival game, a zombie survival game, into a class roleplay setup game. Which they're also, every time they keep thinking about multiplayer, but there's nobody who's playing multiplayer like they are with Rust. But you constantly see the developers copying shit from Rust, and stuff that's been copied from Rust. There's nothing new. Still remember that trick. Gonna see if I can get the blue pill. Actually, I gotta go for this one first. That's nice.
I'm drowsy.
Okay. Yep.
Luck.
I guess it's worth it. You know, I keep forgetting where I leave off the conversation. The point is, instead of doing anything good, they just keep ruining stuff. They just keep changing stuff that doesn't need to be changed and nobody wants changed. And it's doing nothing but hurting their game. That's all it's doing. God damn it, I should have waited. I guess I have 2 jumps now. That's not even a donation box. God damn it, I'm out of it. I just really wish people who made games actually had more care for the people who are playing them and paying the money for them, instead of just trying to do their own thing. Like, I get that, you know, you want things done a certain way and you may like playing your own game, but you can at least try to help make it the way that the people who are paying you for the game want it. Because at the end of the day, if you're using that for your payment, you're just screwing yourself over. You actually have to focus here. Not doing too well at. Hey, Lucky Rock. Just clear out the map a little. There's some bombs around. Hope she hits one of them, but she doesn't. Doesn't matter though. I won that.
His mother, fueled with the desire to serve her
See,
God,
I come back
was buried
after
down
5
Isaac.
years, and my first run is a victory.
As I told my lord, I love you above all
And here's the other
else,
thing, just the little
Isaac
animations here
whispered
are
to
neat.
herself. This was the end of the line for Isaac. His mother was far too strong for him. But just as he accepted his fate, God intervened, sending
And
an
so he
angel
did.
down from above to stop his mother's hand. And just like that,
Oh, that's what I call a god
it
slap.
was over.
Anyway, speaking of which, this video is sponsored by Audible. Maybe. Honestly, if I had anyone offer me money to do a sponsorship, they better be offering me a shit ton of fucking money, because I ain't going and fucking selling out my ass for shit like Last Survivor. Especially not fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Jesus Christ. If I do any sponsorships, I'm gonna try my best to make it so I can insult the shit out of them. Because I swear to God. Hey, the womb. Wow. See, there we go. But I'm just waiting for... I completely forget now. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, that's it. I'm done.